The Royal British Legion have £230 million in assets. These assets are generally invested to provide nice steady streams of income, to provide nice continuity of salaries for the high paid executives. They even advertise for a DEI, diversity, equity and inclusivity, which means completely the opposite of those words actually. It means the complete opposite of a meritocracy at £75,000 a year. Help for Heroes is about £84 million in assets. A rough estimate is that the variety of veterans charities have about £3 billion in the UK in assets. Yet still we have homeless veterans and homeless veterans dying on the street. I do accept that some of these are because some of the problems that they've got that make it difficult to hold down things. I know it's a complicated issue. So what we're going to do, on the front of our Saltergate building, we're going to put a homeless veterans camp. Now, for anybody thinking, well, why don't you put them inside then instead of outside in a camp? Because then they would become invisible. If you are that concerned about them being inside, then why don't you put them in your house? You won't want to do that, but you might want to come and support them anyway. So we will provide security fencing, which will also have things on it to give them some privacy, tents, cooking and shower and toilet facilities. They'll be very, very basic, probably less similar to maybe what they got in the army, but very basic. We'll provide a bit of electricity so they can maybe charge a phone. Water, probably be cold water again. We're not a charity. We're asking for nothing for it. Any costs we incur, they will be borne by me. If we're not looking for donations, if you want to donate, come and donate food, time, whatever you think. I mean, I don't want people saying that we're doing it for money because it's not for me. What we do need though is we're going to need some ex-military, let's say sergeant majory types who are in a decent place to come and run it. We're not going to do any of that. We are simply going to provide the facility. So we're going to need probably a couple, so they're in shifts. So everybody's got to have time away, haven't they? And time back with their family and stuff like that. So we're going to need at least 2 or 3 people. And then the thoughts are that we'll give this a try through the winter. Well, we'll just give it a try, see how well it works. If it doesn't work, then eventually we'll get rid of it. But particularly now, as we're coming up to Remembrance Day, let's see if we can make this work. We'll put in our bit. We're going to put our land in a very high profile location, overlooking the town hall in front of our building, underneath that giant Union flag. Let's face it, the world is watching Chesterfield. Over 3 million views of that flag. So when people go, oh, it's Remembrance Day, we must remember, lest we forget the fallen victims, I understand that. But what will you do? What will you do to help? So my thoughts are that we will then ask, let's go back a second, we must be able to verify that you have been a veteran on active tours of duty. We're not just having random druggies, random homeless people, because you'd be overwhelmed and that would not serve the purpose. There is only me and my business that's doing this, so only for veterans. We're not saying you've got to have paperwork, but whoever's running it has got to be able to verify that you have done active service in a war zone, whatever, so that you have been significant, so that you could have been affected. If you just had a cushy job in some offices at Bryce Norton, we're not the place for you, right? If you've been sat up at Catterick in the mess hall up there, I'm not saying you weren't in the army, but we're not the ones for you. We've got limited resources. But then what we are going to ask you to do, we're going to ask you then to go out in groups with a group of yous, maybe a bit of IVIS jackets on, maybe fly the flag on so people can see, helping heroes. helping veterans. And we're going to ask you to go out and help clean the streets up around where we've got the camp. So that might be cleaning rubbish up, it might be cleaning off graffiti, but the idea being that the people that are living somewhere around this camp see benefits of you being there. So no one can turn and say, oh, you're making this look a mess. We don't want these veterans around here outside, hide them away inside your building or stick them somewhere else. No, we want them in a very high profile location. And then, hopefully that will encourage people to come and donate food for you or whatever. Listen, I can't say what people need. But what I'm hoping it does do as well, I'm hoping it encourages people to then say, oh, can you come and do some gardening work for me? Could you maybe help me with this? And maybe that then gives the veterans a bit of money, but also what it does, it helps to give them some dignity back. Helps to maybe help get them back on their feet. Maybe then by having a chat to some of these people who have been really let down by us as a country and let down by society, we help to give them back some of their humanity they've lost when they haven't got a home, when people are just walking past them on the street. Now everybody will do something different, but it might just be sitting down and having a cup of tea with them, some tea and biscuits, maybe some hobnobs, or rich tea biscuits, anyway, your choice. This is an idea. So this is down to the people of Chesterfield and the people of the UK, whether this succeeds or fails. I will not be funding all of this. I'll fund the stuff that we've said. I will not be running it either. You decide. Remembrance Day's coming up. You decide whether you want this to succeed for some of the people that I've offered themselves up to pay the ultimate price to defend this country, or you don't. Whether you just want to wear a symbolic poppy, or whether you just want to go, oh, well, we're not supporting that because they're racist. Oh, we're not supporting fascists. We're not supporting Nazis. Right? You decide. What's that? Step up. Actions speak louder than words. I'm sure the whole of the country is watching, and I know internationally I'm getting correspondence, so I think lots of other people are watching. If you haven't heard the end of this, flytheflag.uk. Let's make Britain great again.